Okay, so if you've been trying to find a new apartment or a house to rent lately, you've probably felt it. Something's just different, right? The whole landscape is changing. Those deals you used to see are kind of vanishing, and it feels like there's a whole new playbook. Let's get into it and figure out what is really going on.
I mean, this is the question on everybody's mind, isn't it? For so long, seeing that 1 month free sign was like striking gold. It was this super simple discount that just made everything feel a little more affordable. But are those days completely behind us?
Well, not quite. The data shows that concessions, those little perks landlords throw in to sweeten the deal, they're definitely still out there. Just this past January, almost 40% of Zillow listings had some kind of offer. So the deals aren't dead, but the story is way more complicated now. And that complication, it's creating some real confusion out there. We're in this weird moment where the rental market just isn't moving as one big wave. What's happening in one city, or heck, even in one neighborhood, could be the total opposite of what's happening just down the road.
Honestly, the best word for it is patchwork. It's like a quilt of different deals and strategies all stitched together, but without any clear pattern. It makes navigating the market super tricky, not just for renters, but for the property managers too.
And check this out. This chart really shows you that patchwork in action. In 35 major cities, places like San Jose and Richmond, those deals are drawing up. But then you've got 15 other metros, like Detroit and Houston, where concessions are actually becoming more common. It's truly a tale of two different markets happening at the exact same time.
And people inside the industry are feeling it too. Melanie French, who's the CEO of RR Living, puts it perfectly. She says the market is so fragmented that landlords in the same area are making completely opposite moves. It's like we've seen these cycles before, but something about this time feels different.
So how are property owners dealing with all this chaos? They're making a really interesting shift. Instead of just slashing prices, they're starting to offer something else entirely: value-added perks. The whole game is changing. It used to be a race to the bottom on price. Now it's a race to the top on value. So instead of just knocking a month of rent off, landlords are offering things like gift cards, cleaning services, or cool new tech to get you to sign on the dotted line. This quote from Melanie French really hits the nail on the head. A rent cut is just money down the drain for the landlord, but an IKEA gift card, that gets a renter to buy a new bookshelf, to hang pictures, to nest. And a renter who feels like they've made a real home is way more likely to stick around. It's pretty smart, right? So what do these new school perks actually look like? Well, we're talking about things like getting your house clean for free, or partnerships with local gyms, or those IKEA gift cards we talked about, and even getting a whole bundle of smart home tech included with your lease. Now, this whole shift is happening for a really simple reason. It's what renters are asking for. Renters today are smart. They know it's out there, and they're looking for more than just a low price. They want a place that actually fits their life. And one of the biggest things they value, and this might surprise you, is parking. Yep, just plain old parking. In a world where our cars just keep getting bigger, having a good parking situation is a massive, massive deal. And it's not just about having a spot. It's about having a garage that your SUV can actually fit in, or having a little driveway for when guests come over. It's about convenience and security. A lot of property managers are realizing that a well-parked community is one of their secret weapons. All right, next up, and this will come as a surprise to absolutely no one with a furry roommate, is pets. Renters don't just want a place that puts up with their pets, they want a place that truly welcomes them, and you better believe they're willing to pay for it. So landlords are responding with things people really want, like private fenced-in yards, little dog parks right in the community, and dedicated walking trails. I mean, these aren't just nice-to-haves anymore. For a lot of renters, these are absolute deal breakers. And finally, there's technology. What used to be a super fancy luxury feature is quickly becoming something that modern renters just expect. The new baseline is starting to include things like smart thermostats to help you save on your energy bills, being able to open your garage from your phone, and video doorbells for security. There was a time this stuff was mind-blowing, but now it's just part of the deal. This whole shift towards value and perks is also part of an even bigger trend, a major push for transparency, especially with fees. It's all about making things simpler and way more clear for everybody involved. And one of the most popular ways this is happening is through what's called bundled services. The idea is pretty simple. Take all those separate bills for internet, trash, pest control, tech, and just roll them all into one single predictable monthly payment. And the appeal is just so obvious. As Danielle Kuntz from Rangewater Real Estate puts it, people just value convenience. Writing one check is a whole lot easier than trying to juggle a bunch of different bills and due dates. It's about making life a little bit easier. Now, this push isn't only coming from the industry itself. There's also some pressure from regulators. The FTC is starting to crack down on all those hidden junk fees, which is forcing everyone to be more upfront about the true cost of renting. The bottom line is, whether it's by choice or by force, transparency is the new name of the game. Okay, so after all of that, what does this actually mean for you when you're out there trying to find a place? Let's break down the key things to remember for your next lease. First, start expecting more creative perks instead of those simple rent discounts. Second, get in the habit of looking past the base rent and think about the total value, the amenities, the services, the whole package. Third, definitely ask about bundled services. They can make your life a lot easier. And finally, remember this. You, the smart renter, are the one driving this entire change. What you want is actually shaping the future of the market. Which really leaves us with one last big question to think about. As we go forward, what's really going to define the value of a rental? Is it just going to be the dollar amount you pay every month? Or is it going to be the total experience that money buys you? The answer to that is what will write the new rules of renting for years to come.